it's me, Simming Pothead, and this is a speed build of my new city liver. I have not yet come up with a name. Maybe you can come up with the name for me. She has a cat, and she also has a cute little Chihuahua dog. I was inspired to do this apartment because I don't usually do apartments that are made for people with animals, and I guess in this I didn't really focus on her having an animal, but I still think it's pretty cute to, add the little bed and stuff like that, because I just recently got a cat. I'm really excited. He's been with me for 2 weeks now. His name is Ollie, short for Oliver. Named after a book character, actually, in a book that I wrote when I was younger called The Normals that I have still not finished. It was kind of like a gossip novel about my, high school growing up drama, like that, kind of like inspired by Gossip Girl. But yeah, it ended up being a more coming of age book. Sorry about the noise in the background. I'm outside. Long story. I'll tell you about it after. But my book was about basically inspired by me, the main character, and all the characters in the book are my friends in real life. It's kind of like the drama that happened throughout high school, but also a deeper meaning where her best friend, who's inspired by the guy that I had like a huge crush on in high school, so he passes away, but the whole story you don't know that he's dead, and it's kind of like a metaphor for how people cope with loss during that time. Very dark. I had that realization that that's what the book had to be about while I was sleeping when I was 10, so it was super weird. I guess I was in middle school, in the end of middle school, and then it's as I got older I had to edit the book and have it mature as I did. And then I wanted to make it kind of like a loft as well, she just moved to the city. She's got out of college, I'm thinking, from maybe the South, and then now she's here ready to go to grad school or something, starting her real life, because when you come in college you're not really ready for real life yet. You're already you're in a dorm, you're sharing the room with the roommates, or you're I don't know, but this is her. She made all of this through an internship, all this money, and now she can finally rent an apartment and really get an actual job with her cute little pets that she brought alongside her. So yeah, my new cat's name is Ollie. He is a Bengal cat, so I did not adopt him. I tried really hard to adopt this summer. So yeah, sorry I haven't posted in a really long time. I had to, work over the summer. I spent a lot of time with my friends. I didn't really have time to, do this. And also I had really bad connection. So it was almost impossible for me to live stream. It was really laggy. I could barely, connect to the internet in general. But yeah, I was working, and then I made money, and I didn't end up going away for the end of August, going on a trip. So I was I really want to invest my money in something. I really wanted to get this dog named Charming, who was the cutest dog. When I had him in my arms, I was crying so much. I was so in love with him. And I went back to ARF, and he had been adopted the next day. So I saw that as a sign that maybe I wasn't ready, because my dad didn't want a dog in the house, because they're dirty, they poop and they pee, they're not potty trained. And I was gonna send it to one of those camps, the boot camps for puppies, to teach them how to be potty trained and stuff like that. But yeah, I ended up wanting to adopt a cat, but my dad's allergic to cats, so I was they didn't have any hypoallergenic cats there. So I ended up, at the end of the summer, my friend has 5 Bengal cats, and he was oh yeah, here's the number, you can call them. This happened in the beginning of the summer, and I contacted her, no response. So I was okay, I guess she's just not interested in me being getting her cats. And then I realized that I had written the number down wrong, so that was actually my bad. And I contacted her, and she answered the same day, and I was wow. And it was really simple. They sent a cat. Well, actually, it wasn't simple, because I had to figure out the whole money situation. I don't understand technology these days, so I ended up sending the money through my dad's account, and then they had to ship him over, well, not ship him over, fly him over from California. So I paid for him. He was half off, actually, so he was actually super expensive, but he was only moderately expensive when I bought him. And then I paid for the plane ticket as well, so it ended up coming out to $1,000, and I was like, damn. But at the same time, I mean, I saved all this money for a reason. So they sent him over in a week, and then I went to go pick him up. I had to drive all the way to Newark Airport, and I live in Long Island, so it was a 3-hour drive there and a 3-hour drive back all in one night. And I could not have done it without my friend Mike, who is literally the best person. Shout out to Mike. He drove me all the way to Smith after in the same week, so he really is the number one. He's one of my closest friends in Long Island. In my weird vlog video, it was supposed to say vlog, but it says blog, I explain more about like my personal life, where I come from and stuff like that. But basically, like, I have a lot of homes, and in some ways it means that I don't have any homes. I am kind of like, you know, a permanent traveler, or whatever you want to call it. I go from place to place. I don't really have like a settled place. I grew up in Long Island, so in East Hampton, New York, where I created, like, I don't know, this was my childhood. And then I ended up moving to France, and that was my home for a while. And then I came to New York City, that like really I consider my home. I consider myself a New Yorker, but in the end I do have my childhood home in Long Island, and that's where I grew up, and that's where my house is. Like, that's where all my childhood things are. My room is literally a child's room. I have never grown up. I have stayed an 8-year-old child. I have my 8-year-old bunk bed. I have child furniture. If you want to dig deeper into that, you're probably going to find some kind of psychological problem, but best not to do that. So let's talk about the house for a bit. I'm sorry I like kind of went off topic. I show Ollie later on in this video very shortly, but basically this video took forever to edit. I did this in an all-nighter with Mike. When he came to visit me, we both were working on our houses because we like to sim together. Yes, he is the perfect person. He sims as well. He does Sims 3 actually. He's really good at, like, you know, he's more like, I don't know, his houses are really nice. Mine are kind of just like, you know, I do it for fun. I don't do it because I'm good at it. You know, like Lil Simsy, she's like really good. I kind of just go with the flow. I do this as kind of a coping mechanism. Like, I love to download custom content and then like go through it by building houses, and I just love it so much. So I didn't know what to do with the space, because like I like the space, and then I completely forgot that I like didn't have enough room for her bed. So this was me like kind of trying to figure out the bed situation, and then there's like this giant glitch that kept happening, so that's why it took so long for me to edit it. And then I ended up staying up till 7 in the freaking morning, started hallucinating, and I saw the refrigerator as like some kind of like I saw it as like a box, like a giant cardboard box, and like maybe it's because I was moving from New York City, and like it's just like embedded in my mind, like moving boxes. That's if you want to get deep into it. So yeah, I don't know if the glitch is happening just in my preview or if it's happening in, like, you know, in the actual video that I'm going to upload, but either way, you can just skip that part, I guess like it's already passed, but like sorry about that. You probably are like, what's going on? But yeah, and I was like, oh, I'll make like an inspired bedroom that's similar to my room in New York City. So like, I moved to Smith for college when I was 18, and before then I never really had my own room, and part of it was because I always had to share them with my sisters, and after that, it's like a certain point in your life, you're not used to sleeping alone anymore. So I'm scared of like sleeping by myself. I always think that there are like things in my room, and like I'm constantly checking to see if there are things. Like I have a very bad insomnia, so the one time I actually experienced having my own room before like sophomore year of college was having like this tiny little, what they call a maid's room, which is basically like a long closet, I guess, for a bed. I don't know why people do that. Like, your maid, in quote maid, is a human being who belongs in an equal amount of space. That if you have a room that small, then fine, give her a room that small, because then you're just accommodating someone by thinking of them as yourself. So that's truly altruism, and you think, I don't know. But then it's like, if you're just going to place a person who's literally working for you and doing things to better your lifestyle, like well-being, at least give them a bigger room than just enough for your bed. But anyway, I like small spaces. I like to have like the smallest space possible so that there is less of a chance of there being something in my room, in quotes. I think the theme of this video is let's not get too deep into Lena's thought processes. So anyway, I thought that maybe like her room is gonna be similar to that, but like a little longer. But who really needs that much space anyway? I'm all about minimalism. I don't think people need that much. I think things are excessive. Right now I'm watching The Good Place, and it's a really good show. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I'm thinking like the whole time I'm just irritated by Tahani. I don't know if you watch the show, but like she's devoted her life to helping people. She raised billions of dollars for foundations, but at the same time she's one of those people who are like kind of like the saviors, the people who think, oh, I'm in this very high position, so I feel good because I'm helping those who are inferior to me. And there's a whole like, you know, controversy about that, and like whether it's okay to be the savior because you're still helping people, and like privilege, but at the same time I'm just like, girl, you need to check yourself sometimes. Like, everyone needs to check themselves. And if you're complaining because your house is like a normal sized house and you wanted like a giant mansion, you wanted to have the better party, you are defined by what people think about you. And I know it's like one of the biggest problems that we have as humans, but I feel like maybe it does take a lot to self-reflect and things like that, but it shouldn't be that hard. And I think that she should really, like, why does she need a giant moat? Why does she need, I'm just not going to get into it. I just am a person who likes small spaces. That's why in The Sims I can never do 2-floor houses, but maybe I should do that. Maybe my next video will be a 2-story house, but even if I do, it's going to be small. Like, I tried renovating a mansion and I had like no idea how to do that. How do I still have 10 minutes left? I feel like I've been talking forever. But anyways, I don't know what you're thinking about this house so far, but I wanted to have like, you know, a very open space, but still have like separated rooms, and you like go through. So like, I feel like, you know, you enter through the foyer, and you put your keys down, and then you're walking in, and then there's your kitchen, and then like, you know, you want to eat at the kitchen area with your dogs, I like to have natural lighting, open windows. If you couldn't tell, that's the theme. I have a problem with color. Oh, there you see, there's Ollie. And you have a problem. I have a problem seeing colors, and like if you put them next to each other, then I can realize like the difference. But looking at it, I can't really tell like color schemes and like what goes together. Like, I have no like concept of like, I guess like ongoing pattern or some. I mean, I am good at patterns, but like what works for human aesthetic in a way. Like, I don't know if something looks good in the general objective standpoint. To me, it looks good at the time, and then I start to consider other people, and then I'm like, oh, it's actually really bad. So I started off with an open space, and then I started adding like, you know, the open doorways, because I felt like that that created a less awkward, because I felt like the rooms, like, they worked, but they didn't work as a giant space, because I wanted, you know, I didn't want the whole house to be like this lavendery color. I did, but then the floors, I felt like it couldn't all be white floors, so then I wanted to give it tile, because I couldn't find a rug for the kitchen. Long story short. But yeah, I really like the dining room. It's just like, I just don't, you know, I think about it and I'm like, this is a very adulty, and she's not very much of an adult yet, but at the same time, I'm just like, if I were living by myself, I'd be inviting over my friends, and my friends love circle tables. Like, I know that's a weird thing to say, but like, they like to sit around, we like to sit around as a group, all at a circle table, and, you know, we're rolling up, we're like drinking, and like, you know, it's nice to be in, like, I don't like when, you know, you have people over and we're all separated into areas. Like, it's at my house, like, there are 3 places that my friends like to sit. There's the outdoor porch with the circle table. There's the kitchen, where there's like the seating area that you see, like, with the 2 high chairs. We have that as well, and people like to hang out there. And then there's the couch area, living room. So I'm thinking, if they want to split up, I'm going to make it nice individually to have those 3 spaces, because I feel like that is the key. Mostly I feel like the living room is the most important room, because I feel like that's where everybody lives. That's where they go. You can sleep there, you can eat there, you can do everything you want there, except for go to the bathroom. By the way, I forgot to put the bathroom in this whole time. I always think, like, I feel like the bathroom is my least favorite place to design, because I just don't know bathrooms can be so nice, but to me it's so hard to find a variety. I feel like it's always the same, you know. So that's how I know that I'm not put on this earth to be an interior designer, as much as I really enjoy doing it. But yeah, I feel like the art that I put in this house was very reflective of my mindset, because I've been thinking a lot about the Illuminati lately, and I don't want to say that and have it be out there and for us to think about that. I'm just gonna say it and be done with it. I don't want to get into it, because once I get into it, it starts getting to be a dark video. But basically, I was just like, this girl seems like, I try to put a little bit of myself into all of my Sims, and that devil painting really got to me, and I was like, oh, this girl, she relates to this painting. And like, then I was like, maybe her whole place can be kind of like cool like abstract-y painting, not abstract, but like shape paintings, and less like realism, and then have some occasional dark-ish paintings that everyone, you know, like, a lot of the time, like, people have really nicely decorated apartments with paintings, and then there are some paintings where it's like, oh, you clearly put this there because you like it, not because it goes with the color scheme, not because of this and that. It's because you were walking down the street one day and then you saw this painting and you were like, yes, that painting, I can relate to that painting. And it just pops out. Like, I had that in my house that I'm pretty sure is haunted. There are a lot of things in my house that I think are haunted. But one painting is just like super creepy, and like, I've had so many of my friends tell me like, this object in your house is haunted, and I'm like, I don't totally believe you, dude, because I have not gone in one of the bathrooms in my house in over 10 years because of a painting that's in there. Because I watched this episode of Goosebumps that my sister made me watch that was terrifying. Like, it wasn't terrifying, but it was scarring, because the characters, like, their eyes glowed, and it's as if they, like, it's because like the soul was taken and replaced with this green-eyed person inside, and then like you knew that they were abducted because their eyes were green. And I would always be scared that if I flushed the toilet, her eyes would open and take my soul. So that is why I never went back into that bathroom, and I still have not gone back into that bathroom. Like, I've walked in it, but I've never looked at the painting, and I've never closed the door, and now it's just created a whole phobia of bathrooms. I feel like the more I make these videos, the more you'll get to know me. Anyways, like, we're just gonna finish off with this balcony, which I think is extremely important, because there's the 4th place they're gonna hang out. The balcony is one of my favorite places of all time. I feel like everyone needs a balcony, especially in New York City. That was my favorite part about being in New York City, is having my own balcony and just being able to walk out of my living room, be on the balcony, or even go upstairs and be in the balcony. But I wanted to also have her be involved with drugs in some way. Like, maybe she's gonna grow her own weed or something. That's why I put the little pot plants. And like, cause I've been downloading, like, I've never gotten the basemental drugs to work, and now it's worked. And like, also the murder, the thing, but, yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. I just killed everybody. I used my friend's family, and they just killed each other, and it was really hard. And then they just like disappeared into the sky. Like, they just like threw down that string and like took them, and then they broke out of jail, and it was just a lot. Death was very unhappy. But yeah, here are the photos. They always look so nice. I don't know how Lil Simsy does it and like navigates throughout the house when it's like this. I still need to look into how she does it, or how people do it. But I think it turned out really nice, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good day, keep on simming, and yeah, leave comments below what you want to see, and anything you're thinking. There's the satanic painting, and yeah.